really an INTJ? Or are you just an ISTJ who thinks you're way smarter than you actually are? INTJs are one of the rarest types, and they're pretty hard to find. So odds are you aren't one. I can understand why you would want to be an INTJ though. Who wouldn't want to be the architect? But I'm here to ruin all of your hopes and dreams. Because in this video I have 9 traits that if you relate to, you probably aren't an INTJ. Or you could just be a really unique INTJ who doesn't relate to any of the traits. Hey, it's MBTI. Anything goes. You're a pessimist. INTJs are future-focused, and they're great at making predictions. But Nostradamus, they are not. They don't predict apocalypse, because people who predict apocalypses are always wrong. When they see a Roomba, they don't see the death of your maid waifu. They see new possibilities. People are pretty smart after all, and they'll figure it out. Well, I guess they'll figure it out if they're INTJs. You are spontaneous. INTJs are as spontaneous as a door stopper. No thrills, but they are dependable. If you're looking for someone to jump on a plane and fly to Vegas with you on a whim, find an ESFP. To an INTJ, spontaneous is having a Coke instead of a Pepsi. INTJs have a plan, and it's color-coded. You'd have to nuke the restaurant for an INTJ to cancel their dinner reservations. And even then, they probably will come anyway, because they always have a plan B. You are very go with the flow. If you've ever said the phrase, "we'll cross that bridge when we come to it," you aren't an INTJ. If the good Lord didn't give us wings, he didn't plan for us to wing it. An INTJ is a planner through and through. And an INTJ without a plan is like a fish out of water. If you see one, you better throw him back in the planner. You may say that life happens and plans change. When we make plans, God laughs. Well, INTJs predicted the laugh, and they have a plan B. You can't surprise an INTJ. So let's just hope they never get the hiccups. You have a hard time finishing things. If an INTJ starts something, they're gonna finish it. Otherwise, it's a complete waste of time and money. To an INTJ, not finishing a plan is like not eating something you just heated in the microwave. And put a finger down if you've actually done that before, because you aren't an INTJ. You like to take things slow. INTJs are not slowpokes. But they don't live in the fast lane either. They live in the optimized lane. It's for INTJs only. To INTJs, it's all about optimization, not necessarily speed. Though speed can be optimal. INTJs want to do everything in the best way possible. They don't really like the process that much, so they're not going to slow down to smell the flowers. Because those flowers suck and they have bees anyway. You like to try new things for the heck of it. INTJs are more than willing to try new things. But the new thing has to have clear improvements to the old things. Or otherwise, there's no point. They're not gonna go and buy the new iPhone because, OMG, purple! INTJs just don't fall for trends or fads. Their fashion sense is clear evidence of that. This video is sponsored by my awesome patrons. I've turned my Patreon into a behind-the-scenes blog. I talk about the struggles of being an INFP creator in the age of social media. You'll also get early access to my videos, as well as other perks too. Thanks for checking out my Patreon, and let's get back to the video. You love food. Like I said in earlier points, INTJs really don't like the process that much. And food is one of those process thingies. An INTJ may be a great cook, and they may even have a fully stocked kitchen, but they eat for nutrients. And not because they love the taste of food or the process of making. If the food tastes great, that's a bonus, but it's not the entire point. You get bored easily. You may look at an INTJ and think they're really boring, especially if you're a sensor. But the thing is, INTJs think they're party animals. Though they can probably see why you think that way. But to them, optimizing their entire life is fun. They have like 3 plans for world domination. How is that boring? INTJs love to work on their goals. Sure, their plan might take 35 years, but they're as excited to work on their plan on day 10,950 as they were on day 1. There's nothing that gives an INTJ more satisfaction than seeing all their plans come together. You live with your head in the clouds. With INTJs having NI as a dominant function, you might think that INTJs are always in their head. And they are. But unlike INFPs, their heads have eyes. Because they're not blind. So INTJs may have their heads in the clouds, but they still manage to be grounded because they're really tall. You know the Walt Disney quote, "If you dream it, you can make it"? Well, INTJs live that quote. They have plans for all of their dreams, and they're gonna do them too. So if you're not an INTJ, maybe you're an INFJ. Well, I have a video all about explaining why you're not that type either. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.